Hey, this is Zero at ReviewZoneHD, and I'm bringing you guys a quick review of Captain Crunch's Deathmatch Racing. Now, a wise man once said, if you ain't first, you're last. This game not only features a first and last place, but a second, third, and fifth place. I read somewhere fourth was taken out due to a license agreement with the Keebler people, but they are working on getting that issue resolved, so be expecting that to return with a patch sometime in the near future. Now, the game does have the option to play with or without car insurance, which gives a nice twist on the usual save the world racing story. I can't tell you how many times I've personally saved the world in a car, but it's getting quite ridiculous. Now, this game does require the use of a controller, which I'll get a bit more into detail with that towards the end of this video. With that said, let's go ahead and get into the review. The game uses a lot of clear colors. I'm not so sure I agree with this, as some objects are rather hard to miss. I did notice a bit of clipping during the mid-race loading screens that occasionally take place, and it certainly added a level of frustration each time I had to press the start button to continue or unpause the game. So overall, I'd have to say I was not too happy with the graphics on this title. Meow, the in-game music uses a lot of banjos, screaming, and whistling, which brings a more frantic pace to the title, but I'm not so sure this went well with the actual racing. Now, as far as the voice work, I had a hard time deciphering some of the cutscenes and what the characters were trying to say, and I also had a hard time following the story because of this. Meow, the game does not use the custom soundtrack option off your hard drive, but if you're like me and quickly get tired of the banjos and the whistling, you can mute your television and turn the stereo on and listen to some more laid-back music such as AC/DC or Beastie Boys, which is my preferred playstyle for this title. As far as the game difficulty goes, the cars do handle a little bit floaty and wobbly. The game does feature a bit of rubber banding as well. For those that don't know what that is, it's when the computer cars bounce off objects like a rubber band. The game does mix things up a bit with some turn-based combat complete with car damage, and it also has the common features of turning left, right, reversing, acceleration, deceleration, and flying. I'm not actually going to be showing any of the flying gameplay in this video because I haven't gotten that far in the game just yet, but I can say I'm not really looking forward to that point of the game. There is a sequel currently in development which should be releasing at some point towards the end of this year, and I'm not ashamed to tell you I've already pre-ordered my copy. Quack quack, rabble rabble, moo moo, flippity floppity floop, taco, gorillas, clock, lamp, cat, window, once, yesterday blue, 81, 12, 52, bingo, Yahtzee, goopity goppity goop. Meow, the game has two cars to choose from, which although it's a lot better than having just one car, I was a bit disappointed in the fact that you can't customize these two cars. It would have been nice if they added just a couple more options to add to the selection of the vehicles. Meow, the game does use the 6-axis motion controller or the PlayStation Vita touch screen for handling, which from a design standpoint I can't understand how there's only these two options, as most people aren't going to just have a 6-axis controller just sitting around the house. Now, if you can't already tell by now by this review, I would highly recommend this game if you do have a controller to play it with, and it's currently on sale in the PlayStation Store, so Meow's as good as time as any to go ahead and go pick it up. Anyways, this is Zero at ReviewZoneHD, and thanks for stopping by. Meow.